What is up, guys? Charles here from Team COG, coming at you guys with another combo tutorial with Infernobles featuring the Dark Flare Swordsman. And this time we're going to be showing another updated line with Revolution Synchron. If you guys don't know, this card was used in a lot of earlier versions of post Isolde hit, and some people found enjoyment out of it. It is pretty cool. It does have some synergy with the deck by getting access to Power Tool. And prior to the new Dark Flare Swordsman, we didn't really have a way, it required us to use our normal summon, right? And we normal summon, do some things, whereas now, with Dark Flare Swordsman, we kind of hold our normal summon, which is pretty nice. So I want to go ahead and test out the waters here, and just showcase just two baseline combos, essentially, that you can do with Revolution Synchron. It does take up space, you know, all that fine stuff. You're essentially a 2-card combo deck. That's like the logic, right? If you're a 1-card combo deck, you can play a lot of non-engine. If you're a 2-card combo deck, you want to play some non-engine and then multiple 2-card or other card extenders, right? But anyway, before we get on into the combo, please remember, if you guys enjoy this type of content, hit that like button, ding that notification bell, and hit that subscribe button in some form of that order. And if you guys want to help support the channel directly, hit that join button, become knighted, become a member. Everything that goes into the channel gets put right back into it. Also, check out Dueling Guard. Use the link down in the description below to get 15% off your order, anything that you purchase. A small bit of your purchase goes back into the channel. And yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and talk about and just walk through the combo sequencing, okay? So, of course, you're going to start out your turn by activating the Dark Flare Swordsman to go ahead and send your choice of either the Ultimate Flame Dragon or the Flame Swordsman. I don't have a fleshed out list yet because the space is really tight in the main and extra, but eventually we'll start, you know, we'll work on one. But you go ahead and tribute to summon from the deck to go ahead and summon out your Fighting Flame Swordsman. Use the effect on summon to go ahead and grab yourself your Fighting Flame Sword. If you're trying to play around Droll here, don't use this effect here. Pretty simple, right? I'd also take note that the Dark Flare Swordsman could also be the Fighting Flame Sword as well, just interchangeable. So you're technically playing up to 4 to 5 to 6 copies of the Dark Flare Swordsman if you want to. But here, we're going to go ahead and use these 2 cards to synchro into our Power Tool Dragon. We're going to go ahead and trigger the Fighting Flame Swordsman to go ahead and send, and I already know I forgot a particular step here, to send the Salamander with Chain and Salamander with Chain, sending the Salamander, the Fighting Flame Dragon, to grab us the Salamander Fighting Flame. And then you're going to go ahead and use the Power Tool Dragon to reveal 3 equips. Essentially, you're going to reveal in some form or fashion either 3 Durandal, 2 Durandal, and 1 Almas, just any way you can get to Almas to go ahead and add it here to your hand. You're going to go ahead and activate the Revolution Synchron, milling a card from your deck to the graveyard. I'm not going to mill because I do have the deck lined out for the combo. So you just mill 1 card to go ahead and summon itself out. And then, very much so, like most of the combos that include the Power Tool Dragon, you end up making Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon before your 5th summon, before you make Angelica. So that's pretty crazy here. So we're going to go ahead and activate the Durandal, use Durandal's effect to go ahead and add ourselves our Ricciardetto, which is really awesome. Since we did not use our normal summon, we can go ahead and normal summon out our Ricciardetto to go ahead and bring out our Fighting Flame Swordsman here. So if you didn't use the effect on Summon to Search, you can use it now to play around Droll, just because you want the ad to be the Durandal, the first ad, you know, so you don't get entirely locked out. But anyway, we go on here, and we synchro off into our Angelica, using the effect of Angelica to go ahead and search out our Noble Arms Museum. Now we will go ahead and activate Museum, paying 12 to go ahead and search ourselves out our Almas. And then you can go ahead and use the Salamander with Chain to go ahead and attempt to target the Angelica, and then you can chain Angelica's effect, sending the Ogier to banish itself until the end phase. And then summon out from the extra deck, Roland. Go ahead and equip the Ogier to Roland, and use Museum's effect to move forward the Roland, Ogier's effect on summon, to go ahead and send. Something I kind of thought about, how cool would it be if we got a Fire Warrior that when it got sent to Graveyard, tuner, a level 1 tuner that got sent to Graveyard, it would reborn itself. That'd make Ogier an insane 1-card starter. But yeah, we can always hope, right? But anyway, we're going to go ahead and synchro here into our Charles. We're going to go ahead and equip the Almas here, and then go on up here into our Emperor Charles the Great. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Always make Chainlink 1, Almas, Chainlink 2, Charles to go ahead and equip this. Go ahead and add back our Gearfried, and then banish the Almas here to summon out the Gearfried. We then will go ahead and just set 1 card right here. I'll just keep it face up. Move on to the end phase, where Charles will pick up Durandal, and then equip from the deck your choice of either Oliver to protect fire targeting, or you could use that and grab, I guess, Malgus here as well, to be able to protect yourself from battle, but more importantly to get the draw with Malgus, so that way you could, you know, interchangeable here. And then, of course, our Angelica returns. So what do we have here? What did this 2-card combo essentially get us? This 2-card combo got us one 1 spell and trap negate. I was stuttering there for a second because it's 2 forms of disruption up at Charles. 1 spell and trap negate, 1 non-targeting pop. So there's 2 forms of disruption. 1 monster negate, 3 forms of disruption. Another monster negate, that's 4 forms of disruption. And then a Book of Moon non-targeting. That's 5 forms of disruption off of 2 card, along with the potential of 1 card. And if you do the Malgus, where you equip Malgus, you're able to destroy the Malgus and then shuffle them in 3, and then you essentially have another card in your hand. So you essentially replenish the combo that you started with, so you have 5 cards in your opening hand. So that's like the best case scenario. And of course, if you guys watch the old videos and stuff, you can see that Revolution Synchron has particular lines with almost all the Infernoble names. All the good ones. It doesn't do anything with Malgus. It doesn't do anything with Turpin. It doesn't do anything with Malgus. It doesn't do anything with Oliver, but it does work with Ogier, Turpin, and stuff like that. So it works with half the level 4s in the deck, but since your main engine is like the Flame Swordsman stuff, you have a lot more level 4s to work with, which the next combo I will show you what happens if you don't open the Fighting Flame Swordsman, but you instead open the level 4 and what sequence you can do to put up your inboard through that. So we'll go ahead and turn on into that combo right now. Okay, guys, so here we go. This is combo number 2. This is what happens if you open the Fighting Flame Swordsman as your normal summon, so you didn't open like the Sword or the Dark Flare Swordsman to be able to hold your normal summon for something like Ricciardetto or something. So this is just going to have to be the normal summon of the Fighting Flame Swordsman, which is good. And back in the day, it was all right. But now that we have the access to search out a special summonable monster that gets us either a level 6 or level 4, is pretty good. Just note that in some freestyle lines, this guy can come back, and then you can Synchron to Angelica that way, or this guy can be normal summoned and to hard make Charles with the Dark Flare Swordsman. So anyway, start your turn. You normal summon out your Fighting Flame Swordsman. Use the effect to go ahead and search out your Fighting Flame Sword, and then you'll just go ahead and activate the Fighting Flame Sword to go ahead and search out your Dark Flare Knight. I wish it was Dark Flare Knight. Dark Flare Swordsman. My bad. My apologies, guys. Go ahead and use the Revolution and the Fighting Flame Swordsman to go ahead and synchro out your Power Tool Dragon. Fighting Flame Swordsman effect will trigger, dumping the Salamandra, the Flying Flame Dragon, and then this card will trigger to add a Salamandra with Chain. See, we got it right that time. I will go and activate the effect of Power Tool Dragon, reveal yourself your 3 equips. Remember, all it has to be is 3 ways to get the Durandal. This can be done. I think you'll end up playing Joyous in the list again if you choose to play the Power Tool, which makes it maybe like, do you want to play the Power Tool stuff? You know what I mean? So if you play the Power Tool stuff, you do have to play essentially another equip, and you have to up Durandal to 2. So it does come at a heavy price. It's not just 3 rev. It's 3 rev plus Durandal and another throwaway equip. So like, do take notes. So it's a 5-card engine. But anyway, there you go. Go ahead and search this here. Use Revolution Synchron's effect, again, for the sake of the video. Doesn't matter what we mill, but you mill a card to summon out the Revolution. It becomes a level 1. Synchro here into our Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So now we are protected from Nibiru. We have the ability to stop the hand traps. In this scenario, we didn't activate anything in hand. We did activate this Salamander Grave, so the K9s, stuff like that could trigger here, but essentially you're just trying to put out something to threaten and etc. So like, even if they do trigger something and they go into Add Nash Knight, or they go into the Ripper, Crystal Wing checks something, or they're going to be forced to enter respond here, etc. So anyway, what you want to do is you want to go and activate Durandal, use Durandal's effect to go ahead and search out our Renault here. And since we did have to use our normal summon here, this is where the Dark Flare Swordsman comes up. We go and activate the Dark Flare Swordsman's effect, sending the Flame Swordsman, or your choice, the Fighting Flame Dragon, whatever you want to keep in your extra deck. I do think that you will have to lose the Ultimate Flame Swordsman if you want to play it just because of space. You want to play Crystal Wing and Power Tool at a bare minimum, but you should also play the Black Rose Dragon, because in the first combo sequence, you're able to potentially threaten and nuke the board and still follow up, potentially, because you have other cards in your hand, but you're able to like chain block out a Black Rose, which puts him on better have Imperm Droplet or something. But anyway, summon out the Dark Flare Swordsman. Now you can special summon Renault at any moment you really want to, but you can go ahead and use the Dark Flare Swordsman to tribute itself in case you want to add back the Dark Flare Swordsman to summon out the Fighting Flame Swordsman. Special summon out Renault. Renault effect will go ahead and attempt to add back, let's just add back the Dark Flare Swordsman here. And then you go ahead and synchro here into, you'll never guess it, but Angelica. Effective Angelica, you go ahead and search out your Noble Arms Museum, and here you go ahead and use your Salamandra in the grave to attempt to target Angelica. You chain her effect like the first combo, and like all the Infernoble combos that we've always have, dumping the Ogier, banishing itself, and summoning out the Roland. Go and activate Museum. Pay 12 to go ahead and search out. If you're playing Joyous, you can search out Joyous. Almas or Joyous both work in the same situation. And then you go ahead and use Ogier's effect to equip. Museum's effect to move forward. Effective Ogier to go ahead and send the Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. And of course, you synchro here for your Infernoble Knight Charles. Equip the Almas here. And then, as per se, and per usual, we go into the Emperor Chainlink 1 Almus, Chainlink 2, Emperor to play around the Ghost Spell, adding back the Gearfried. Use Gearfried's effect, banishing the Almus to go ahead and summon out itself. And then you move on to the end phase where you, of course, well, before you go to end phase, you set the Summon Chain. Angelica will return. And then you can equip from the graveyard the Durandal. And, of course, from the deck, either your choice of Malgus or Turpin. I said Turpin. It could be anyone. It could be Turpin, but it's Oliver, Malgus, whatever you want to choose here. You can equip either one of these to get a potential draw. Again, since you added back off of Renault, Malgus shuffles back and draws. You have 5 cards in your hand going into the opponent's board, which could draw you into some of your non-engine and stuff like that, etc. But you could also do the Power Tool Braver Dragon there, particularly. That's what you could do with the Dark Flare Swordsman as well. You could special it, Power Tool, into the Power Tool Braver, potentially, if you wanted to. And then that would get your combo started as well. I mean, I'm just trying to think the different lines like that, but the extra deck is just so tight. It's so tight that it's just going to be difficult to incorporate all these cool strategies that the Revolution Synchron does. But these are 2 basic rev lines that you can do if you want to play them. By all means, play them, test them out. Let me know what you guys come up with. Let me know the different scenarios. I will probably put together a list and try to figure out some sort of ratio to try and get a list put together, and then we'll probably take it to locals and test it out. But anyway, this is it for the video, man. You guys stay safe, stay healthy. This is Charles from Team COG signing out.